Julian Jordan, you need no introduction, but I'm going to give you one anyway because we just need to do these past couple of years justice, I feel. You're a young prodigy turned producer star, dance anthem creator. You've been prolifically dropping those club bangers over the last couple of years, Tiny Temper, Martin Garrix, and you're here at ADE, the ADE Festival. You're a Netherlands local, obviously. How long have you been coming to ADE as an artist?
It's crazy because I didn't even know what ADE was when I started. You know, I was 15. I didn't have any club experience. I never went to a club, even though I was making music for nightlife. So it was kind of crazy to get into that by making productions. And yeah, the first ADE, I actually discovered how important Amsterdam is for dance music. For me, it's the event of the year.
And you're here for your own show, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
It's an secret underground show. The idea behind it was to give something back to my fans, like a free entrance, like a secret show, like something else that everyone else is doing. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, and I think people are going to talk about it. That's what I hope.
And there's certainly a buzz about it, and I saw, like you say, that it's going to be free entry, and I think you said something like, life is too expensive already. What responsibility do you feel like artists, producers, DJs have to make their events accessible to all fans, regardless of their budget?
I think it's super important. I always like to give people a little bit of an escape from reality when I'm playing. Mm-hmm. I want to tell a story in my sets, I want to tell a story in my music.
Do you feel that storytelling, that narrative in your set is something you're going to be continuing to experiment with in the future? Is it the sign of a diversion, of a new direction? What's happening there?
I love to tell a story in my sets. I love to take people on a journey. You know, it's really easy to play hits, but I think it's really important to tell a story to the crowd. Mm-hmm. Like play something that they didn't hear before. It's really easy to play something they know, and you see a reaction, but I think it's more beautiful to have people comment after my set, like what track did you play, and what track is this, and what track is that. So that's why I always try to have like a few tracks that I didn't release yet, and I just put them in my set and see the reaction of the crowd. And yeah, for me it's always also on birthdays or parties where I'm at, or I just like going to a birthday of my friend, and I have the aux cable. I like to play something like no one knows, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what's this?" You know, that's like something I really like. So that's what I always want, also when I'm playing music live.
I always wonder that with DJs, if, you know, I'm personally someone who likes to have the aux cord in one hand at the party, but do DJs want the time off when they're at a party, or do you have that urge, even if it's 10 people in a room, to be controlling the music?
Yeah, that's something I just have as a...
It's in your blood.
It's basically in my blood, yeah, DJ blood, I think.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, obviously we've touched on the fact that you started out so young, at like the tender age of 14. What was it like to have that attention so young? I mean, signing to Spinning Records before you graduated, right? How did that feel?
Very unreal. I was never really planning to be a DJ or to be touring around the world as a DJ. I just liked the music, and I produced it because I loved creating stuff. I actually wanted to become an architect, so it's really something else. But I started making music and I loved it so much, and I released it, and yeah, all of a sudden I just got contacted by labels, and I had to think about like being an artist, and I really had to grow into that because I was a very shy kid.
What is the sort of advice you would give people who are admiring of the direction you've taken? What should they be doing to follow in your footsteps?
The most important thing is when you're starting out, you have to be confident about your production, about your sets. Even though I was clearing the dance floor, I was still proud that I played. Even though my first production sounded like crap, I was still very happy that I made my own track. So I was always confident enough to keep going. It's a super easy thing to say, but it's so hard because I had a lot of people in my classroom who had the same software where they made the music with, and they all quit because they couldn't make a track. I couldn't make a track as well, but I still kept going because I really liked it. And that's because of the confidence, I think, and to really love what you do. It's also very important. And yeah, just keep going, be proud of what you do, and be proud of the music that you make, even though what people are saying, keep going, believe in your own stuff. And that's the most important thing.
Do you feel like having a mentor or having someone that can kind of give you advice through your career is important? Or is it okay just to kind of like virtually watch the people you admire grow?
Right now I'm very jealous of the people that start because there are so many things you can learn from. Like YouTube has a lot of tutorials, you have like Discord groups, you have like a lot of places you can go to ask for help and to see other people work. And right now, everything is so accessible that I'm super jealous of the people that are starting out right now and starting from nothing and want to learn how to produce music. I'm still learning a lot every day, and I'm using all those platforms as well to master my craft even more. So I would always say, yeah, learn some stuff from Discord or YouTube or whatever. There's so much out there.
I want to know how you spent your first bit of income as a teenager when you first got that whack, you know, from your first sets that were like, you know, everyone's got that first dream job story where they go and spend their paycheck. Do you remember what you spent it on?
Yeah, I remember. It was back in the day. You had the Beats by Dre headphones. Those were like the headphones everyone wanted. I was in first grade, I think, and if you had a Beats by Dre headphone, then you were one of the cool kids. So I wanted to have the Beats by Dre headphone. And I was playing my first school party. It really sucked. Like everyone left, but I was still buying the headphones after.
You cleared the dance floor?
Yeah, I cleared the dance floor.
That probably hasn't happened since, but how did it feel? Like, how does it feel for a DJ when you play a song and it doesn't quite hit how you expected it? What's the process there?
It was a learning process. It was my first DJ set. I didn't know anything. I took 10 tracks with me. I just was like, this should be it. Didn't take any headphones with me. So it was very interesting. People wanted to hear like reggaeton and they were requesting it and I didn't have it. And it was like a super crazy night. I was just playing for like 0 people at the end.
You've got to do that though. You've got to have those gigs that bomb before you kind of become the superstar that you are today. So I've got some shorter questions quickly just to run through. What is your dream collaboration?
Ooh, dream collaboration would be, I think for like the impact he had on my career, I think Tiesto.
Really?
Because I was listening to him as a kid and I really loved his songs and still he has great tracks. So yeah, I would say Tiesto because he's there for so long and he's still one of the most influential DJs out there. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And favorite club in the world to play?
Favorite club in the world, crowd-wise, I think Bootshaus in Germany. Like
really?
The crowd is insane. Like the energy is like 100% the whole night. I did a show there this year, and they created a mosh pit, and I was literally going into the mosh pit for my set. And they did like mosh pits on every track, even though the music wasn't that aggressive. They were still doing mosh pits and doing sit downs by themselves. I didn't even have to ask for it.
You were involved in the mosh pits too?
Yeah, I went in the crowd in the mosh pit.
Oh my god!
There's actually a video of it on my Instagram. I joined the mosh pit in the crowd. It was crazy.
That must have been. Was that the first time you've done that? That must have been quite an experience.
It was the first time. Like my nose was bleeding after. It was crazy.
Is it the last time?
No. I love it. I love it.
Thanks so much for watching. Let us know who you would like to see us interview next in the comments below.